All right. Remember last time when I thought I didn't hit the record button? This time, I forgot.
That's so fun.
Hey, this is Aaron with the Aaron Advantage. Today I'm talking about specific things that you want to avoid when you're buying a home, because if you do any of these, you might fail at negotiating. If you walk into any negotiation thinking that the only thing you need to take into consideration is the price, you're probably gonna mess a few things up. You may be looking at a house that's significantly under your budget and you think, aha, great deal, I gotta get after this one. The truth of the matter is, if you're avoiding other things like upfront maintenance costs you're gonna have or potential big expenses that could come in the future, you may end up paying more than you need to for that particular property. Not only that, sometimes there are additional terms that may be more impactful to the seller. If you've got an agent, make sure you talk to them to see what you can find out about how to structure your offer the best way, which may have other terms besides just the price. You might be thinking, haven't we already talked about the price? Here's the truth of the matter. If you are only focused on a couple $1,000s at the end of the negotiation, you might actually miss out on something that may not impact you nearly as much as you think. I tell buyers all the time, if you're a couple $1,000s apart, let's call it $2,000, you're only putting 5% down, your out-of-pocket expense really isn't gonna change all that much. Not only that, for every $1,000 financed, you're probably talking about maybe $7 to $10 a month on your actual payment. Sit down with your agent and find out the actual cost of that extra $2,000 before you walk away and find out it wouldn't have really made that much of an impact to you at all. If you fall in love with a home, that's fantastic, but here's what you need to do. Keep your mouth shut. If you're working with an agent and you happen to be at an open house and there's someone else there hosting it, if you talk about how much you love the home and how you're willing to do anything to get it done, you're gonna tie your agent's hands in negotiating, because that agent's gonna know that when you bring them an offer, you will do anything to get that home, which means they're gonna keep trying to keep the price as high as possible. Not only that, but I tell all my buyers every time we meet the first time, assume you're being listened to in any house we go in. There is no legislation that says that we have to disclose or the seller has to disclose if there's any audio or recording devices in the home. Always assume that the seller is listening and you don't want to say anything inside their home that could give them any kind of negotiating advantage. Okay guys, here's the thing. If I'm working with a home buyer, I am absolutely recommending that you get a home inspection. It's the greatest way to find out everything that you need to know about the house and if there are any major repairs that need to be taken care of. But don't let the report freak you out. Every home is gonna have something wrong with it. Even new construction homes have problems from time to time. So don't let that be a reason that you automatically freak out and decide this is not the house for you. In Indiana, we're actually obligated to give the seller an opportunity to fix some of those things. So once you get that report back, get with your agent, talk to them, and figure out what the most important things are to get them taken care of and get you moving into your new home. After you've gone through the inspection process, you're probably gonna come up with some things that you need the seller to fix. But here's the fact of the matter. Not only are you gonna have things that need to be fixed, but there are gonna be other things that come up that might need to be fixed at some point in the future. If you can't let it go over some of these small repairs, you may find yourself in a position where you're losing a fantastic property at a great price because you just can't fathom taking care of some small things on your own. Don't let your emotions blind you. If you have small items that ultimately aren't that big in the grand scheme of things, don't let that be a reason that you lose out on your home. You know, honestly, this one should go without saying to some extent, and actually when I even said it, my cameraman kind of looked at me in surprise, like, people really worry about that stuff? Let's face it, guys, this is a seller's market right now, and it doesn't matter if there are a few small things inside the home that maybe don't look really good. Maybe they've got some wallpaper you don't like, maybe there's a little bit of paint that needs to be taken care of, or hey, the decor they have sitting around the house is absolutely atrocious. Guess what? Those are small things that can be changed easily, and you shouldn't even be worried about the seller's stuff because it's not gonna be there whenever you move in. Focus specifically on the home and the actual condition of the property to make sure that you are finally figuring out the best value for that property before you make an offer and try to undercut them just because you think they've got a few ugly things in the house. Thanks for checking out the Aaron Advantage. As always, there's a link in the description box below to the article where I found this information. Let me know in the comments other negotiating fails that you may have found throughout your process of either helping someone or buying your own home. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel to stay up to date with everything I post.